Hello, everyone. It's Yogi here. How are you? I hope you're well. And happy Tuesday. Yes. And I miss you guys. Yesterday, the Mondays for the next 3 months, I may not come up and be able to stream with you. And so yesterday we had a little rest. I teach sort of late classes on Monday for the next 3 months. And but today we're back and sleep time. Yes. This beautiful piece I started on New Year's Eve with you, and we stitched for 11 hours on this piece. And let me show you the markup here, okay, if you haven't seen it before. And this is by Ciro Marchetti, and one of our favorite artists. It's absolutely whimsical and beautiful. It's so peaceful. It's just so peaceful. And look at the expression of little animals, forest animals, and little doggy, and a really well-fed doggy, and definitely, definitely domesticated, and a little cat as well, and a little fox as well. So everything about this piece is just so peaceful, and I love designs like this, artwork like this. It just transports you to a different world. And on the upper right there, I like to draw the attention to the little squirrel there. I think the squirrel is dozing away. Okay, I hope it's not falling off the tree. It's falling asleep right there. And that beautiful tree house as well. I cannot wait to stitch it, but one step at a time, because this piece is supersized. This is really, really large. This is the first supersize I have, the only one I have at this point. And the pattern's from Heaven and Earth, and it's max color as well. Okay, so let me show you my progress here. I know it doesn't look like a lot, okay, but this is supersize, and but I'm officially in the squirrel zone. So I've been working on a little bit of the tail, a little brown patch. Can you see that as part of the squirrel? And you can probably see from the outline of the chart there, and the little back of the tail of the squirrel. Let me turn on the markup here, okay? This is what I'm aiming for. And it's, proportionally, this squirrel is quite large, actually, if you compare to the area I have stitched so far. Oh dear, I've just marked some stitches by chance. So let me lock the chart. Okay, so this is the area I have stitched since the beginning of the year. And look at the size. Look at the size of the squirrel here. It's huge. So it's going to take a while, and I'm patient. And I love stitching the beautiful, nice sky at the back. I love the blues. And the tree part of it is slightly more confetti, but overall this chart hasn't been too bad with the confetti. Okay, it's you take the rough with the smooth, and that's how we roll on this type of project. Okay, so progress-wise, in terms of percentage, I am going to delete the last session, and I think it was just under 2 weeks ago I worked on this piece. So currently I'm on 0.66. If you look at the upper left there where it says progress, that's my percentage right now. Again, this is supersized piece, okay? And I'm working on this piece along with, God knows, 20 other pieces, whips I've got. And the number of the colors for this piece is just one color under the max, 240. So it's 239. And I'm very, very happy with the progress. I'm changing my stitching method as I go forward, as usual with most of my pieces. And I'm starting a sprint right in front of you. And this is going to capture all the stitches, going to generate a count, which I can share with you at the end of the stream. Okay, that's what we do every day, every stream. And I want to say hello to all of you. I missed you guys, and I hope you're well. And we have Sarah here. Happy Tuesday, indeed. Happy every day, and happy stitching to you, Sarah. And Rajao as well says, hello, everyone. Happy stitching on Tuesday and every day for Rajao as well. Nice to see you. And Kristen is here. Tiny little stitcher, princess of tiny stitches. That's what we're going to call her. And it's Kristen. And she's known for stitching 56 count fabric. Okay. And Alien. And great to see you. And sound stitching as well. Hello. And Gayla. Hello. And Walkaway Rainy is back with us. And Unicorn is reporting from the work club. And we salute to you and Clara as well. And Michelle, Michelle, have you got back from is it Nashville festival? I don't know whether it's hosted in Nashville. Is that why it's called Nashville? Michelle says hello Yogi and Chad. I'm watching Nikki's floss tube while waiting online on live. Great setup, Nikki. Has she got a new video that comes out, or you're referring to the last one? I know she's got so many beautiful pieces. And check out the 6 portal she's done. Oh dear. And yeah, definitely no kidding. Nikki is not kidding, playing around here. Okay. And I hope Nikki's coming back to the chat very soon. She's been very busy working on a secret project. I'm dying to find out what she's got going on there. And Lizzie as well. Hello, great to see you. And Grace Houston. And Grace is working on sleep time with Yogi today. Well done. And I cannot wait. And Mandy Moran as well. And Susan, lovely Susan is here. And Suzanne as well. Susan and Suzanne. And Chrissy says hello. And Ginny, oh, right on time today. Yeah, Ginny is trying to be good. Yes, keep trying. You know, you have quite a lot of minus scores to make up. No kidding. Really happy to see you. And Busy Mom is reporting from the work club as well. And we keep you company here. And is it Shayla? And hello, welcome. I think I've seen your name before. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you're new to us, say hello, and from the chat as well, and welcome. And Alice and Rennie, hello, and really cold in Scotland. Oh, wild here in Scotland. I hope you're talking about the weather, and I hope everything's okay in Scotland. And Natty as well. Hope everything's good with you, with the kitty, and Love Drunk as well. Hello, and Betty Hankins is also here in the chat. And let's have a look. Vaduhi, hello. And Kelly, and can't think of a better name. I'll come back to the comments later. I just want to say hello to all of you. And Elsie as well. Hello, Elsie. And and yes, all ladies, some gentlemen. They're kind of lurking, okay. And we have Steve and Travis, and it pops up. They pop up from time to time. And Chloe as well. Hello. And who else have we got here? Kelly Quotes Plus has joined us as well. Guys, yes, it's time to stitch. You know, it's sleep time. It's also stitching time. So I did a little bit of homework here. I actually gridded the 5x5 markers here, the crosses in the center. And because this is, you know, really helping me recently. And so I'm going to keep going. And the 5x5 reference helps me from, you know, probably avoid some sort of reverse stitching, you know, and you probably have not seen me reverse stitching as frequently. Not saying it won't happen. I'm sure it won't happen. So here we go. Let me zoom in a little bit. So today I'm probably giving away here. I'm going to focus on this area. So if I zoom out a little bit, you know, I'm going from the tree leaves coming down with the tree trunk. There's some nice sky there. And here's my squirrel here. But I want to patch up this bit just to make, you know, make it look a little bit more complete here. And of course, today from time to time, I'll move to the left and work a little bit on the squirrel. I'm not going to rush because this is a giant squirrel we're talking about, you know, prehistorical giant squirrels here. And so it's going to take some time. I'm not going to rush. I'm going to enjoy every stitch. And but also working on the remaining, background at the same time. And one stitch at a time, how it goes back now. So I've got my rabbit here, my bunny, and my fox here to keep me company, to guard my needles. I'm going to zoom in and bring on my work mode. And guys, let me know what you're working on, And today is work on anything you like day, okay? You don't need to come through the back door. You can walk in from the front door with head held high. So I am going to, my plan today is to clear these part threads one at a time. Hopefully clear them first, and then I'll start going cross country, picking whatever colors I want. If you remember with this piece, I started with color flow, and I was working on this piece in color flow method up until maybe 2-3 streams ago. And I decided somehow something to shift is, I think, the web kind of tells you how it wants to be worked. And currently, I think the web is telling me to do mini cross country. And I'm following the guidance. So from here, I am going to start clearing off the part thread. So if you're allergic to part thread, good news. Today is the day for you. You're going to feel so much better later on when I clear the thread. So I'm going to start from the bottom there and just pick the colors. Let me just have a sip of my coffee here. Let's have a look. I'm going to go back a little bit because some of you share what you're doing today. Oh, this coffee is so good. I know I say that all the time. I just appreciate my coffee so much. And we have, let's have a look. Oh, yes. Can't think of better names. Says, hi, everyone. I think about Yogi's stream when I got the notification. You were thinking about me when the notification just came out. So can't think of a better name. We roughly start at this time. Most days. There are some exceptions. Sometimes a little bit later. And also in the weekend, we might start a little bit earlier, depends. So yes, definitely have your notification turned on, and it will help you to find us, But roughly, we start around at this time. So if you tune in around this time, you should find me here stitching very slowly, but vigorously, And let's have a look. Oh, Shayla says, yes, I have been around. Yes, I do remember your handle. My memory is not great with precision, but if I have seen a name before, I tend to remember when I see it. It doesn't mean I remember everything about you, but I would remember if I have come across a name. I do my best, but my capacity for names is very limited. Okay, I think I have about 10 slots. If they're full up, something has to go. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna just go easy here. It's quite nice to change method with the same piece. It feels like a different project, and it's nice to feel like that. It's just different approach, fresh approach. And I had a really wonderful teaching day and also yesterday as well. And I particularly enjoy, I know evening classes are a little bit demanding, but, and also it means I most of the times I can't stream with you, but I really enjoy those evening classes because, these, the students have had a, maybe, busy day, challenging day, doing whatever they do, and they come to the class, and just to see them, walking away looking so much more relaxed and happy, comparing to the way they walked in, because some of them, as they walk in, I could sense the energy. Can you not sense the vibe of somebody? When they come in, you just know. They don't have to say a word or make any faces. You know they're stressed. You know they're stressed. And I am always feeling so happy. And, it's my reward that I'm able to provide something that for the students. Oh, I forgot to turn on a 5x5 for my piece here. Let me just turn it on. It's so rewarding knowing that, what I'm doing is making some difference in the student's life. So even though I come back normally quite tired, I feel great. So this one is pretty short here. I am going to end it. I'm loving the 5x5. Nati says my head is foggy, too foggy to counter stitch, being frogging a lot, but I've been doing my stamp and I love it as an easy stitch. Nati, have you received your new kits, or is that one of your existing kits as well? I know Nati has been getting some new stamp kits. Yes, I mean, just do what works for the brain at that moment. These are not homework, you just pick and choose. And that's the beauty of having different types of project, right? If I'm, kind of wanting to stitch, but not necessarily cross stitch, and I actually just bring out my black work. I really enjoy that as well. And there's something so simple about it. I just grab my 310 and start stitching. Really nice. I'm gonna just draw this one as well. So I'm using the blue for the 5x5 so I don't get mixed up with the 10x10 borders. And the tension for this piece is beautiful. I love it. So this is A01. A01. I'm stitching. Susan's doing Long Dog, House of Fun, drinking coffee as well. Oh, not hot chocolate yet. I think, Susan has hot chocolate time. And stitching the House of Fun. I'm trying to bring out the highlight. Suzanne says, I'm working on Valentine Nook for a few more stitches. Now watch. Yes, Valentine Nook. I sometimes forget I have that project. Yes, I'm sorry to say. I do have it. I have not totally decided what I want to do with it yet. I started it summer last year and, trying different... I had a restart from 14 counts. I brought it down to, I think it's 20. It may be 20, my only 20 count project. And I have not gone very, very far with it. And I'm kind of trying to figure out where I'm going to go with it. It's a Kim Jacobs project. And I hope you enjoy it. Michelle Fuller says, I'm working on Blue Coat Santa and drinking hot tea. Very nice. Blue Coat Santa, is that the birthday start? I'm trying to remember. I remember Michelle is doing something with Santa Claus. And Christmas might sound like a long time away. Time really flies. Before you know it, we'll be thinking about Christmas project. And also there's such a thing as summer Christmas stitching, right? Like, what is it called? Christmas in July thingy. It's a thing. there. And A01, I'm going to put it back to my needle book. A01, A01 already have one. Oh dear. So sometimes when they're duplicated threaded needles, leftover threads, if I already have one on my board, I would just thread it through my organizer here, something like that. So A01, I already have one needle threaded on my needle board there. This one I'll release and just thread it through the felt and keep it there till next time. So I don't need to, I don't want to use up more needles than I need to. And Sarah's working on the background of Monarchy. Sarah's making a lot of progress on that piece. I think Sarah is aiming for, is it August finish. I'm sure there's no problem. And this one as well. Lizzie says, I do not mind part threads. Not sure if I'll be stitching this evening. How can you resist, Lizzie? Watching everybody stitching. Sometimes, I think all of us go through days or periods of time that you don't feel particularly motivated stitching, or somehow just not feeling the sort of urge and desire to do it. But a lot of times, if I feel like that, because I really enjoy stitching, I want to enjoy stitching, that I should put it that way, and then I'll just watch other people stitching. It motivates me. It's contagious. Very often stitchers talk about stitchy bug. And just watch other people stitch. The bug will come back. Oh, Susan said, did you start a sprint? I did. Let me double check. I did. Yes, I did, Susan. Yes, Susan's in charge of my setup here. Chocolate time, whether I start a sprint. And Kelly's quote plus says, I'm putting a few stitches into spooky season. Remember the project Yogi? Spooky season. Oh, that one we did as a SAL. Yes, Kelly's working on that piece. And my tease is probably Steve Ciro. Be right back. Interesting. Kelly's working on a Halloween project that I did. We did it as a SAL. It was a pattern selected by the group, Facebook group. And some of us started that piece together. It didn't seem like that long time ago. But as I said, Christmas is just around the corner. One, two. Two. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hi, Lynn. Lynn says hello. Yogi, missed you yesterday. Loved all the stitches. Loved all the stitches. Yes, Lynn, I missed you too. When I don't stream for a day, I just feel like I've been away for a long time. I know. It's become, just part of my day. I sit down, I stitch with you, we chat. So, the days we don't do it, it feels weird. And Kathy is here in the chat as well. Kathy says, hi, all waiting for a possible tornado and or severe thunderstorm. Is it like a kind of pick one kind of situation? Which one do you prefer? Neither. Is that an option as well? Option 3. Can we like not have either? Wow, that's hardcore. It's either tornado and or thunderstorm. Oh dear. Stay safe. Stay safe. And Suzanne is using a wheel of fortune, a wheel of something else. Yes. And Walkaway says, stitching on the very kiss every day. It's 82.12%. Amazing. I think soon we'll be celebrating a completion from Walkaway. Oh, that line. Let me count. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it is correct. No. I think when my whip is telling me to stitch it in a particular way, if I ever fight it, my experience will be, it just feels wrong and it just doesn't flow. Even though I love color flow, and I'll probably return to it at some point. But at this point, this project is telling me to just cross country, and I'm loving it. Feels really good. And Elsie is working on, hey, 2026 wing. Oh, that's the one Sarah and quite a few others are working on. A dragonfly, isn't it? Maddie Needham. Hello. Welcome. Samantha, hello. Samantha says, hello all. We're getting lots of snow in the next 3 days under winter weather advisory. Again, is it a storm or just a lot of snow? Wow. And Samantha has to travel to work every day. And yesterday was quite mild. I remember I didn't even have to wear a jacket because for my Monday, the classes I'm covering at the moment, I have to take public transportation. So I remember I wasn't, I didn't even have to wear my jacket yesterday. It was that mild. And Monique is here in the chat as well. Hello. Ah, Suzanne, hang on. Suzanne is doing the Everheart mosaic. That piece I looked into, Suzanne, if you remember. And So have you started this piece or is it a new start? Because that piece I really, really love by the artist. I can't remember the name of the artist, but she's got quite a lot of charts. So this is a chart from Stitches So Beautiful. And it's a quite interesting company with their charts, and they have quite a few pieces by this artist who created Mosaic, Everhart Mosaic, and but there's another piece by the same artist that I saw that I fell in love with. I think I don't know when yet, but if I were to start a new project next, that might be the one. I don't know when I'm going to do it yet. I'm just waiting for that urge, and but this is it's really beautiful, really colorful. I love the art style. Okay, I am going to end this stitch here. So I'm slowly clearing up the part threads that they were left over when I was doing color flow. I'm sure as soon as I clear all the past threads, I'm going to start wanting to park again. It's just the way it goes. 400 again here. Michelle says, yes, birthday start. You have such a good memory. I know, Michelle, my memory is terrible for facts, for sort of numbers, for dates, but I remember stories if it's connected, because this piece is connected with your birthday. And I remember seeing the whip you posted as well. And I remember you were stitching on linen, correct? It's your first linen piece. I remember stories. If you have stories, you have stories attached to certain things, I remember everything. But if you give me a date or a name, which is kind of arbitrary, there is no real connection with anything else, I forget instantly. So that's how my brain works. So if you want me to remember anything, give me a story. Badu, he says, working on the only project, River Cottage by Dominique Davison. Yes, Badu is one of those rare breeds, She's a monogamous stitcher. And we keep trying to lead her astray, but she just wouldn't budge. We just need to work harder, okay? And Kristen says, I think I'm going to work on my self-made love tarot pattern today. Oh, are you creating chart yourself? Or are you creating artwork as well? And I hope the partner is doing great. I hope the wife has been discharged and everything's good. And Lynn is sending love to Cynthia. Says, hi, Cynthia. Hope you're not in too much discomfort. Hope you're feeling better soon. Yes, our daily thought for Cynthia, who is in the hospital due to a fall on ice. And hopefully she can, at least watch us, even if she can't stitch right now. So that's from Lynn and all of us as well. And Alison Rennie is working on Hay South Stone Cottage. Weather getting wild here. Bins went, bins went out this morning. Wow. So is it like some sort of hurricane or something? So it's windy, is it? Not snowing. But Scotland rains a lot as well. If you think UK rains a lot, Scotland and rains a lot. Every single time that I have been to Scotland, Edinburgh, Perth, wherever, always raining without no exception, every single time. Let me double check here. Have I got it correctly? 1, 2, long line here. Oh, I may have. Hang on. A very gentle, very light reverse stitching, okay? I think, let me just see what's going on here. Just one stitch, no problem. And if you blink, you wouldn't even notice that I just did that. Suzanne has been knitting today as well, and I've been working a little bit on my blanket as well, not meaningfully, okay, but it's very easy to just pick up the piece. And now, because I'm slightly warmed up, I remember the stitches, so now I can just pick up the blanket and start working just a little bit at a time. I'd love to be able to finish it very soon. At the house, hello, and woo woo as well. Welcome. Susan has been really positive. The world of doom. I have a world of doom. I'm sure Suzanne's is a world of positivity. And Chloe says, I'm stitching on Glass Castle Max Color by Dragon Muse Hate. So Dragon Muse, is it like a studio or is it a person? What is it? Dragon Muse is clearly not a person's name, unless the person's called Dragon. And the surname is called Muse. That'd be quite remarkable. Samantha says, I don't work tonight. What amazing. Samantha can hang out at home with us. Wonderful. And Samantha has got a dolly mug as well to keep you company. Susan says, sounds like Storm Chasing Bunny will be working overtime. I know, because, there's some doubts, raised about the Storm Chasing Bunny, saying that maybe the bunny is actually, inviting the storms to come. No, it's the opposite. Imagine without a Storm Chasing Bunny, things could be so much worse. This is how it works. The bunnies are our guardians and chasing the storms away. And I think 2 more stitches here. I'm gonna end this thread. I don't want to wander too far. Hi, Rose. Hello. Oh, Kristen says 400 bingo. Sorry, I only saw it now. Everybody's sending Kristen some bingo card, spooky bingo card. The first one goes to Kristen, okay? The first spooky bingo. Sorry, I'm slightly behind. And Suzanne, which version of the mosaic piece that you're working on? Are you doing mini, regular, or max? I think they've got 3 versions, just like Heaven and Earth. Just a couple more there. I want to use up the threads. Wowo says hello. One of them blah days. What kind of blah days Wowo is having? She says, so just stood outside in the rain and now feel refreshed. And neighbors probably think I'm nuts. Oh, right. So if you're feeling a little bit crappy, you just stand out in the rain. But that's provided if it's raining. So what happens if it's not raining? Do you stand in the shower? Does that work the same? Woo-woo? That's a really novel way of, refreshing the mind. I hope you're feeling much better. And now you're in a chat here with all the happy stitchers. Things are looking up, No shower needed. Well, take the shower, okay? You need to take the shower. Okay, finish this one. There. So this one is under here. So you can see these about 6-7 stitches individually. They're all different colors. So this is the kind of confetti you can come run into. So it's been a little bit extreme. So you've got this intensity of confetti. Pretty much every single stitch is different color, and then you get patches, areas that's you stitch the same color for miles. Let me pick this one. I think this is 729, and only 2 stitches, I think, in the surrounding area. Oh, Suzanne is doing a mini, because mini is really pretty as well, because the other one that you started earlier this year, that's a mini as well. But it looks very, very nice. It's just a different kind of finish, isn't it? Because there was one of the streams, we actually pull out all 3 versions, all 3 mock-ups. and try to compare which one is better. They come out totally differently because, yes, the max color, you get really high definition, which is really nice, but it kind of turned it into a slightly different felt style of artwork. It's really interesting because with Heaven and Earth, you don't see that drastic sort of, the difference is not that drastic. The difference is more of a definition, but was so beautiful, at least for this chart. Let me see if I can pull up. Do I still have, oh yeah, I have actually. So let me show you this one. Yes, I'm looking for the markup. So the one Suzanne is working on is called Mosaic something. That's this piece. This is the one that we looked at during one of the streams because I was really attracted to this piece. And the first version I came across was this one. This is a mini. Okay, so Stitch is so beautiful. They have sort of, not every single chart have different versions, but this one has the mini, regular, and max colors. The same size, but max color. They don't have super size, I don't think. So this, I was really attracted to this piece. This is what Suzanne is working on, this version. And then I got curious and I thought, well, I want to pull out, have a look at the other version, the regular version and max color to see what the difference is. Okay, and so I wanted the chat to kind of, have a look for me as well. If I were to stitch it, which one should I be going for? And so I don't know whether any of you were in during that that stream. And let me show you the regular size. That I think what they call is called middle size or whatever. Terminology is a little bit different. So this one is a little bit bigger and more colors. There. It looks drastically different. It doesn't even look like the same artwork. Do you not think? The kind of finish, because this one feels like a sketch, kind of, really soft painting type of, finish. And suddenly, it's kind of turned into a high def picture. And let me show you the max as well. This is like really, really high def picture. So I don't know. I was torn by it because even though, yes, this version, you can literally see everything. But if I show you the mini again, this is kind of quite soft and quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, Grace, do you like it? It's so pretty. And this artist, definitely look up this artist because she's got another piece I like even more personally, okay? And if I were to start a new start, that would be my version. So I don't know what you guys think. Yes, this is sharper, but is it necessarily nicer as a artwork? I think they all look nice, but there's very different feel to it. This one looks like a, printed illustration, whereas the mini one looks like someone just sketching with color pencils or something. You know what I mean? So it's interesting with Heaven and Earth. If you compare different versions, you don't tend to see such drastic difference. We see the sharpness of the images, but not stylistically kind of different. So I thought it was really interesting. So I thought, it was an interesting discussion we had. $101 color, even for mini. Oh, so yes, it doesn't mean less color. Wu says, if it's not raining, I pray for rain. Oh dear. So if you feel, have a rough day and you want to stand in the rain and there's no rain, then you have to pray for the rain. Do you have some sort of ritual Have you got sort of percussion, sort of, drums and instruments, ancient instruments? I'm just having pictures of Woo just out, out in the garden praying for rains while feeling a little bit crappy. Yeah, it's the strange life of us stitchers. And busy mom's heading home, definitely. And you can have some food and stitch with us. And let me pick this one then, on the right side. Oh, busy mom has that piece as well. Which version have you got then? That's a beautiful piece, isn't it? And can't think of a better name, says I love the medium size. Yes, and I can't remember the stitch count. I think the max version is even larger, and but it's so sharp. It just looks like a different piece of artwork. Okay, the next one is 310. I've got a part thread of 310 here. Walkaway says, I think the mini looks so much like a beautiful quilt, but the max looks like a stone mosaic. Oh, that's a very good description. Yes, it is, mosaic themed, isn't it? And Walkaway says, I like the softer look of the mini. Yes, I know what you mean, because the mini just looks like a totally different style of artwork. And even though the high def version looks sharper, you can see everything, but you don't have to see everything. That's not how artwork looks. It's artwork is not a competition of which one looks more real life or higher definition. Artwork is what they make you feel. What they convey through the style, through the color. I'm with you. But knowing me, if I were to do it, I'd probably just pick the biggest one to do. Yes, but a mini version is very pretty, I think. Clara says, show us the chart you're thinking of, stitching Yogi. I don't know if I've got a mock-up. Let me have a look. I may have dragged something. Let me see if I can find it. It's the same artist. Let me have a look. I can grab it for you. I have not shown it to you because I have not decided what to do with it yet. But I found that piece I showed you, the one Suzanne is working on first. Just let me have a look. I have the link there somewhere. I saved it. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I did save the link though. Oh yeah, I got it. I've got it. So let me grab the and I have to look up which version. Okay, I've got a max color one. Okay, I'm gonna grab it and show it to you. Okay, give me a sec. So it's by the same artist. The artist is called, hang on. Hang on. I just want to take a picture of it and bring it in to you. Okay, I've got it. And image. Okay, screenshot. It's really beautiful. Okay, brace yourself, brace yourself. Um, all right, I've got it. Can you see that? I'm gonna enlarge it. This is it. This is by the same artist, Adrian G.I.A. And this is a max color version. And it's kind of adopting the style of Van Gogh. I think that's kind of the spirit of the piece. And Janine says, I almost bought that one too. It's pretty, the other one, right? The mosaic, yes. I really like that one as well, but this one is even more organic. It's like paintbrushes, and I really love it. Elsie says my stitching shelf is expanded color, 150 colors, Elsie, and she calls it confetti hell. Clara says, yeah, it's beautiful, Yogi. Yes, Van Gogh. So I don't think this is actual Van Gogh piece, but it's her interpretation of her own artwork. If she were to do it in a Van Gogh kind of style, this would be how it came out. And I thought it was really interesting. And, you know, you can tell this is digital art. This is probably not painted, but I really like it. And also, when I look at a chart and decide whether I want to stitch it, not just the fact that whether it's a beautiful piece, it's important, but also I visualize how I'm going to stitch it. So if there's something that's really beautiful, but, you know, just an entire patch of ocean or forest or whatever it is, or sky, then I probably wouldn't do it because I know I would not be able to survive it. But this one, it's so beautiful, but also doesn't matter which corner you start or center. It's interesting to stitch, isn't it? Grace, yes, another beauty. This artist is incredible. I love, she does heart shape of everything. I think she kind of specialized in heart shape. That features in most of her work. But I just think this one is so beautiful. And I don't think I'll ever get bored stitching this piece. It just, and I love the fact it's really organic. If you look at maybe compared to the last piece, okay, even the small one, it's a little bit more structured, you know, and there's a mosaic after all. So by nature, it's a lot more structure kind of design. Whereas this one is kind of just, you know, it's a painting. It's a painting. And even the background where the blue is, there's so many shades going on there. It's really beautiful. So if I were to start, so you know it first, okay? Unless something takes over that I really need to start the other ones, but this one may be my next. So there you go. It's really pretty, isn't it? Oh, Suzanne says I almost picked that one. I can't remember whether it's got a mini as well, or I can't remember. I just went for I just went for the largest one, the max color. Liz Hughes, hello, welcome. Liz says, I started Vibrant Fusion Max Color last month, about 1% down. Is Vibrant Fusion one of her artist's artwork? Yes, that's really nice. Grace says, is that a mini? No, this one I just showed you. Let me just bring that on again. Where's my mist? This one I just showed you is a max color. I can't remember the spec, of the stitches, but it's not mini. This one is not mini. So it may have a mini version. I can't remember. So you have to look up the website. This stitch is so beautiful. Janine says, "Are we doing a so beautiful sal?" I think yes. Who knows? Maybe it doesn't have to be a sal, but we can do this piece together, or any so beautiful piece. Yes. Maybe it doesn't have to be a designated day, But if it's part of our active webs, it works. Where am I here? Okay. And I kept going back. I have not bought them pattern yet. I don't know if they do sales. I don't know, but either case, I have not bought it because I just like the fact that I can go back and have a look at it from time to time. Because if I start a piece, that piece is going to be part of my life, for a long time to come. And I want to be totally convinced. And also knowing when the right time is. Whoops. Lizzie says, I want to do that heart and flower pattern you're showing. Oh, the second one. Yes, it's beautiful, isn't it? Amira, hello. It's been a little while. And Mira is saying hello to everybody. Oh, Chloe explains what Dragon Muse is. Chloe says Dragon Muse is an artist called Yvette Marie. Unfortunately, using AI to make the artworks. But I just really like this one. Fair enough, if you like it, it doesn't matter how it's created, if that's what you like. Yes, most artists probably use their own names. I'm just wondering, if you're using a kind of a stage name or studio name. That's what Heaven and Earth do, isn't it? If they have pieces that use AI, they just name it under kind of a studio name. So it's not created by a person. Janine says, I would do that piece. Yes, it's a beautiful piece, isn't it? I think the mosaic piece is also quite beautiful. But I just fell in love with this one. And it also, it just feels like it's going to be very interesting to stitch because it's kind of simulating paintbrushes. So every part, all the color is very, all the colors are very nuanced. The color changes. Alison says you were naiveless. I know. But it's so wonderful to discover beautiful pieces, isn't it? Because otherwise, you know, you probably just end up looking at the same companies, same pieces. I've discovered so many different creators and pattern companies through you. Okay, I'm gonna end this right here. Monique says they're both beautiful. I'll do both pieces too. I think both of them are very interesting to stitch and they're both beautiful. You're right. I mean, I really like this artist. Okay. There are 4 stitches. There were 4 different colors. Okay, so this one has only got 3 stitches. 3 stitches. And it's 4, 3, 4. Hi, Jackie. Whoops. Literally just 3 stitches. And then I'm going to end this right here. All right then. 3, 4, 4, 3, 4. 4, 3, 4. Again, there's already a strand there as well. 4, 3, 4. Jackie says, I missed a lot. What happened to the color flow for the piece? Oh, I just changed the method. I just feel like changing to cross country. So I'm clearing my path threads here. And also, I think things kind of change a little bit when I got to the squirrel part of it. The pattern kind of just doesn't flow really well with color flow. So I thought, time to change a method. I don't want to fight it, If it's not flowing, I change it. But I might go back at some point. I don't know. So this one, I'm going to work on. This one is literally just 1 stitch. one stitch here. And this one is 3862. And then I'm gonna end this color here. 3862. If there was a spooky bingo, it's a very short one. 3862. It's so beautiful, American. Where are they based? 3862. Because Artisy, am I correct that it's Australian? It's Artisy Australian. And Pain Free Craft is Scottish. Heaven and Earth is American. So beautiful, no idea. And this one is A33, literally only one stitch, but there's, never mind. I will just do it one stitch. Oh, Kristen gets a double bingo, 434, yay! Kristen is on the road today. She's a spooky bingo queen, okay? If you get two, you're the queen. And if you get one more, you're alien. But then again, Kristen is already an alien, so she's there. Top tier in the alien club, okay? Samantha says, I worked my way down on love letters to the light post on the top left. Oh, yeah, I know that bit. Nice to stitch some yellow for once. Yes, if you start from the upper right, up to upper left, like I did with my mini version, yes, there's a lot of green and then some pink when you hit the door, not literally, and then yes, it's nice to have a little bit of other colors as well, because there's a lot of pink and a lot of green colors. I know. I love pink, but occasionally you want to take a rest. It's very blinding. Thank you, Jackie. I know this piece is beautiful, isn't it? So Janine has a very valid question. Janine says, so I have a question. I want to know the reason, I guess. So don't hate me. No, we can never hate you. You know, if people are already hating Janine, it's too late. The boat has sailed. But I don't hate you, okay? And Janine says, but why are people so against AI when people take a lot of time making those images too? Is creativity as well, creative as well. It's up for individual. It's up for individual. If you like the image, you're happy to stitch it or have it on your wall, that's you. Who knows? It's a very personal decision. Just like, you know, music-wise, there's music made with a lot of computer intervention as well. Not so much AI, but there's music people use, you know, electronic keyboards or whatever. That used to cause a lot of issues as well. You know, the purest of the musicians, they probably go, well, that's cheating, or using some sort of backtracking thing, you know, sampling or whatever. But you know, there's probably no right or wrong in this. It's just preferences. These are the things people probably never will agree totally. So people make their own choices, you know. A33. Monique says, I have 2 new projects from Pain-Free Craft I'm going to be starting on. A fancy unicorn and goddess to the sea. Yes, Artisy, they have tons and tons of patterns, don't they? So I'm going to clear this one, 2 over here. 435, 435. Suzanne says, AI use known artwork in a way steals it. Yes, it's a very kind of wild, wild west at the moment, because AI essentially, in order for them to generate anything, what they're doing right now, the way it works right now is kind of self-learning through the stuff that's already out there, and that's the internet, isn't it? So technically, if things are out there on the internet, let's say if you, for whatever reason, post your holiday photos on a public forum, social media or whatever, technically it's free for all. People can take your picture. Yes, there's a moral guidelines there. You cannot just take someone's photos and do things they shouldn't be doing or whatever. But technically, you know, you are releasing the right of your photo or whatever it is out there. If it's on the internet, people have the right to take it, and you know, you don't know, you have no control over what happens to them. But at the same time, there's some guidelines. Some things are copyrighted or whatever. So this is not something that we perhaps could resolve right now, because AI is still in this baby stage, and literally, you know, it only became sort of popularized only the past year or 2. That's very, very short time. And so, you know, in terms of one, I think one guideline would be the legal one, and the other one is the moral one. And we probably just need some time to work out where we stand on that. 434, 435. Nachi says, or if a company that says no AI, then that's all you see, and an actual artist being put out the banner, and you can buy true art for cheaper than AI work. Yes, I think if deception is involved, I mean, technically, there's no law that I'm aware of. Anyone needs to declare if their artwork contains AI. This is more of a kind of self-imposing, well, not self-imposing, that's, you know, we want to have certain standard in terms of our conduct when it comes to creations. If you use AI, you declare it, it just earns more trust. But I don't believe there are laws that says you have to declare that AI is being used. There are some similar issues within gaming as well. I don't know whether you're aware of a lot of game companies, even really well-known ones. They actually use AI in part of not even if they, you know, either they end up as the end product or using as a mock placement. Both are creating issues. And I think the best policy, it doesn't matter what you do, is to declare, to just have that transparency, and people can make their choices, right? Because what people don't want is to be lied to and feel deceived in any way. So I think that's probably the key here. So if they claim no AI and ended up with using AI, it's not so much AI that's the issue, it's the fact that they lie to you, isn't it? Whether that's coming from an artist or a company, then that's a problem. But But in terms of how that sideline real artists from their job, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that, because our world so far has been dictated by people speaking with their wallet, isn't it? If you go, well, people are deceived to buy certain things they believe contains no AI, ended up not being true, then that's a problem. That's a separate problem. But if we start talking about, AI is sidelining real artists, I can draw parallel to large supermarkets, superstores, forcing independent stores to be closed, the mom and pop shops, that kind of stuff. And there's no legal ground to say you can't do that. You can probably introduce certain guidelines to protect the independent shops, but ultimately the market decides. If you and me saying, oh, we want mom and pop shop to stay, but we keep going to the supermarket and buy our groceries, then in a way we're losing our stand there. Of course, if you don't buy from them, they go away. That's just how it works. So the only way we can kind of individually can show our stand, where we stand, is to speak with the wallet, not with moral pressure, because that is, I don't know. I don't think that works for, that works when it comes to profit. If AI patterns, for instance, just frame it within the stitching world. If the AI patterns selling like hotcakes, everybody loves them, they love stitching them, they really enjoy it, then in a way, that's the way it is. Because the consumers have spoken. So the only way you have power, one way or the other, is maybe you embrace AI, then you buy AI projects. You have no issues with that. Or the other way around. But I don't think, you could effectively try to protect the artists by preventing people from using mediums like this, because it's already out there. Anybody has access to the software, can use it. Suzanne says, for example, the Hey Sao cottage is totally rip-off of Thomas Kincaid. Yes, I remember you mentioned that. And that's obviously, if you can do it in a way that people can see it, if you literally just, mimic someone's style so much that people can tell, then you're not very good at it. Maybe it should be a bit more subtle. And, things like this, technically, we have no control over what heaven and earth says. But as I say, speak with your wallet. Let's say if you just don't like what they're doing, then stop buying from them. That is the only superpower you have. Janine says, I agree about stealing. I'm against that. But people like Rage or Dragon Muse or WaterBiz are exclusively AI. Really? WaterBiz is exclusively AI. And they create themselves, Just wondering why is such an issue with a lot of people. Yeah, as I said, that let your wallet decide. If they make it very clear, this is what we do, okay? Because this is not the same as doing things, sort of copyright violation, because with copyright, we have clearer laws and regulations for that, clearer definitions. But when it comes to AI, we don't know yet. Maybe at some point when it matures, then we know where we stand. And then we can have some sort of structure, or law to, regulate it. But at this point, I don't think we're there yet. And there's just one stitch I can do there. Over here. I'm going to do it. Chloe says, do people just use prompts to make art, or is there more to it? I'm not really sure how it works. I don't know how it works for when it comes to charting, because charting is a separate process, isn't it? We're talking about the AI generated artwork. But if you can go just Chloe, you can just go have a try on ChatGPT. You can feed it some sort of image and then ask it to modify it. You can give it a few commands. You can literally just tell it, give it descriptions. So you can take a piece of artwork like Van Gogh and then and say, you know, can you tweak it, create a piece of artwork that's got a rabbit but with Van Gogh style or whatever. It will probably attempt. Doesn't mean it is going to come out nice, but depending on how sophisticated the version you've got, the software. But it will create something following the description you ask it to do. And it's literally like that. It's literally that easy. So it's not the same as, I remember, you know, I went to art school, quite an old-fashioned art school. We were encouraged to create organic art, and I got interested in digital art, and did a lot of animation with computer software, and other things. And I was discouraged. I was told, you know, Yogi, you can paint, so paint. You know, you only people who can't paint or sketch or draw, they use computer. That was that kind of, you know, notion. And I can see where they're coming from. But at the same time, now digital art is everywhere. I think all our chart here, they're probably, you know, Amy Stewart or whoever, Ciro Marchetti, they all use software to create art. It doesn't take the artistic part away from the artwork. They're just using a different medium. They're not using paint and brush. They use the software as a medium. But I think the trouble with AI is they're bypassing that process. There is no artistic intervention other than feeding the AI certain information to create, you know, whatever it is. So can you call that creativity? I don't know. I think a lot of people probably say no, because where is the creation? You're just giving the software some description of, you know, what you want, and, you know, maybe try a few times until you find the one you want. And then you take the artwork and then chart it, which is a separate process. Charting is a skill. I think we all accept that. So that charting is a different skill. But the artwork itself is in question. 974 going back. So there are lines that, you know, or previous kind of parallels we can draw. I think as the time evolved, the medium will change, but is the creation process is still there. That's the debate. Nine, 7, 6. Janine says, I agree, they should declare and claim as original. I don't know, some AI artists, they do spend a lot of time making images and wish it was easier for them. Well, I think you just touch upon the root of the debate there, because for Janine accepts that process involves creation. And you could, if you boil down the idea of creation, is basically ideas. If you are shaping the ideas in the way you're creating something, right? So for Janine, that's acceptable, but perhaps for other people, it's not. So that's where the debate is. Okay, this one is 919. 919. And luckily, I've got a few stitches to do. See you later, walk away. Yes, tomorrow we're doing dimensions, okay? We're stitching Maggie. Definitely. I'm looking forward to it. Chinian says, I worked in the photography field a long time. The digital camera and film were gone. I get it. I had to change professions, but also had to adjust to the time. Absolutely. Absolutely. But then again, the photography situation is similar to going from good old-fashioned painting to digital art. So the artist doesn't change. The artist just using different tools. So I think the issues people are not comfortable about AI, and I don't know exactly where I stand just yet, but I think the debate will be, are these people artists, right? You know what I mean? Because if art is simply feeding the computer some commands, because if you talk about digital art, a lot of artists, they use a tablet, and a stylus. They draw. So literally, they're doing the same thing as they would with on a piece of paper or canvas. They're just using a digital version of that. But with AI, you're bypassing that process. So that's where the debate is. And I'm not saying there's no effort involved, because AI is not predictable. So they probably have to go back and forth and try out many, many versions. But the question would be, do you call that creating art or lottery? Sorry, lottery. Oh, I like this one. Download. That's my artwork. Hi, Dominique. Nati says yes. What her biz base is AI, but unlike AI artists, she actually taught the image into photos, into Photoshop and other software program to make sure it all looks good. Yes, I think individually, we have different sort of boundaries when it comes to stuff like this, and perhaps until there's some sort of blanket law to say one way or the other, it's probably up to individual because just purely between Natty and Janine or me, we have different ideas of what that should be, right? One, two, three, four. Oh, I'm moving down. Let me see. Do I want to move down? No. Let me just end this one here. 919. Nati says there was a chart released in a big brand company, no names, but it was a Christmas themed, and Santa has three Santa has 3 legs and a horse have 5. Really? And they released that. It's a chart. So did they not notice? Notice the minor issues when they charted it. That's hilarious. Oh my God. And Nachi says they still release it, claiming it wasn't AI when it clearly was. So the AI needs training a little bit. AI should know the horses should have 5, should have four legs. And Santa normally has 2, okay? Maybe there's some one-legged Santa, but normally you wouldn't, it's less likely to get an extra leg. That's hilarious. And I think that's how people are told to spot AI, because there are glitches that for some reason that just happens. If something's created by AI and is not being checked properly, like in games as well, there are people literally just merging into each other. That's just physically not possible. And it's very unlikely, for an artist to create something that's just not really possible in reality. So that's hilarious. Linda, hello. Linda says, hello, Yogi. What count are you using? This one is 25. 25 count. And I'm stitching with DMC 1/1. So 938, 938. A sip of my coffee. Lynn says, Yogi, is that part of the tree or the tip of the squirrel? Oh, this bit. This bit is part of the tree. Let me show you, Lynn. So this bit, right? I'm going to turn on the markup. Okay. So I'm working on this area for now. And let me just show you what it looks like. Can you see that? So going from the top, I'm going down the tree trunk from the right there. So I'm kind of between this area where the tree trunk and the back of the squirrel tail is, the fluffy tail there. So, and some nice guy at the back as well. All right, I've got a little bit more. I've cleared all my threads here at the bottom. A few more to go, and once I clear all of them, then I'll start mini cross country downwards. And this one literally just one stitch. Grace Houston says, fortunately or unfortunately, with time comes change, and we're all experiencing it. Yes, that's one thing that's certain, is changes alongside of death and taxes, as they say. Yeah, things are changing, it has to. And, well, I suppose it's just a matter of how it, where it goes. And we have some ability to change it, to shape it. But yes, the changes are always changing. 3:30. Ginny says, thanks for discussion has come up in the past, and people just seem very opposed to it and just didn't really want to, you don't understand why. Yes, and I think people are entitled to feel however they feel. Either they love it, embrace it, or they don't. And I think everybody has their own valid reasons for that. And it's quite okay that people don't have to have the same view. And most likely probably won't. Betty Hankins says that it did releasing. Are you referring to the three-legged Santa? That's hilarious. How can they not notice that? That's comedy in a kind of sad kind of way. A little bit scary. Are we just waiting for five-legged donkey from heaven and earth at some point? Is it bound to happen? A two-headed, I don't know. Two-headed dog. Five-legged horse. That's our future. Samantha says, now we're under winter storm warning, getting 5 to 8 inches of snow in just 24 hours. My goodness. I'm so glad Samantha doesn't have to go to work today. Lynn says, Yogi, I think the best move forward is with health and well-being. Yes. Yes. Well-being of the body and the mind. That's all we have. And I think stitching is definitely good for that. As long as you sit straight, you don't have posture problems. Otherwise, it's brilliant. Hey, busy mom, welcome back. Susan says 10-legged octopus. My goodness, just in case 8 are not enough, let's give it 10. Just more tentacles to go around. Oh, lovely idea. Susan just planted such a beautiful image in our head. Yeah, thanks, Susan. More calamari for you. I think Nikki might be really, really happy, Say, hey, more tentacles. Michelle Fuller says, at the show, there was a session with designers. The topic of AI was raised. Surprisingly, there was more disapproval from the shop owners than the actual designers. Interesting. Disapproval from the shop owners. Oh, so let me see. So if owners being people like Heaven and Earth, you know, the companies, but the artists themselves actually not so against it. That's interesting. And it's particularly interesting for a show like that because majority of their patterns are actually paper patterns. I mean, partially to prevent copy, to make it harder to be stolen. I think that's probably the primary reasons. So they're doing it an old-fashioned way, but they're not opposed to AI. But do you not think the whole AI thing kind of just suddenly all over the place? Because for a while, we heard about them, etc. Probably it's just the fact the availability of ChatGPT suddenly, just people start playing around, and lo and behold, it's AI everything. And I think in the past, using gaming as an example, I mean, AI has been used for a long, long time, not so much for creations, but if you think about games with any kind of NPC activities, for instance, and enemies, if you have enemies, how they respond to your attack and how they, interact with your character. That has been used for a long time, and no one complained about it because it doesn't intrude the creative process. It's just merely one of the technologies that you can use to create more realistic experience. But for some reason, yes, I think when it comes to creativity, I think that's what we guard so much as human beings, isn't it? Because creation, artistic creations is one of those very few things that we believe that cannot be replaced by machines, right? Even though everything else has been replaced by machines, by computers, but we deeply believe that creation is that final frontier that cannot be replaced by machinery, by computers. But what is happening now is that may not be the case. and we definitely feel threatened for sure as a humankind, not just protecting the artists, whatever. It's the fact that we're actually protecting humanity, I think, instinctively. Oh, Betty says, I'm not sure about that. I saw all the designers have that left hate because of AI. Really? There are you saying that designers, the commission, give them permission to use the artwork, left hate because of AI? Wow. Because hate has been producing AI charts under a different name. So I think for companies like Hate, this is something that probably have to tread very carefully because there's an element you cannot blame them for experimenting a new technology. Imagine if they don't have to pay commissions to artists and they're still able to create lots of charts that people buy and happy to stitch. They could do it, but there's an element of just because you could doesn't mean you should, right? Because there is a element of trust. I'm not saying they're doing anything nefarious. It's just the fact that people have very mixed feeling about AI. And if I'm spending years stitching a piece, I want to know, I want to feel like I'm stitching a beautiful human creation, right? But that's just me. That's just me. For some stitchers, they might just want to stitch a beautiful image, and they're happy with that. But so I think my point is, with Heaven and Earth as a company, they've been around, they're trusted by a lot of stitchers. You could put it down to this is just, a company experimenting their options. If it doesn't work out, they can go back to the good old-fashioned way. But the problem is, if through this process, some, or maybe some, or maybe a lot of customers feel like they were veering somewhere that they don't want to, they don't like. Even if they come back to where they were, the customers might not come back. You know what I mean? And also we have options. We have many other companies to choose from nowadays. So they have to be quite mindful about what they do. And also not just customers, the designers as well, Maybe at some point they decide, oh, AI is not a thing. We want our good old-fashioned, artwork, but the designers don't want to work with them anymore. Then that's the problem. Lynn says Yogi Komari, Konami. Oh, Komari was undoing her work today, so Bess made mistakes. Really? Are you saying? I have now watched the recent couple of days of stream from Komari. Are you saying, Lynn, she's frogging? How many stitches? 2,000? Wow, even that happens to the best, even the best amongst us, right? Oh, poor Komari. I hope there are not that many stitches. And she does grit, so. Hi, Belinda. Hello. Janine says, Haid was very against AI in the beginning and now seems to be a little okay with it. And even their admin creates with AI times will change. Yes, they do have a kind of a branch of the company that's focus on pretty much just creating AI charts. So they were against it. Yeah, well, I suppose they can change their mind because as a company, all they want, I'm not saying all they want, but profit is a big thing, right? They probably, in their thinking, they probably go, well, if we can save the costs of paying the designers and still able to create charts that people want to buy, then why not? But then that was my point about you don't want to burn bridges, okay? This might not work out as the way they want it. Who knows? And if they want to come back, if you burn the bridges with the customers or designers, they're going to have slight issues. Will says I'm terrible with technology. I mean, my landline phone is an original 1970s style phone. That is so funny, Woo, because today, just not very long before the stream, I have this video just popped up on my feed. It was a clip that was filmed by parents of their 17-year-old son. And this video, I think, was 2 years old. So it's like 2023 or something. The parents filming the two 17-year-old children, sons, using the dial phones, the one with circly things that you have to. They basically were presented with this really old phone with the dialing thing, and see if they can work it out. Oh my God, it's hilarious. They try to press it. They try to, they overthink it and thinking they have to move a certain way and come back. It's weird because, but Woo Woo has no problem. Woo Woo has a 1970s model, it's still working. It's still on fire. It's still working like that. Dial phone. Does it still work with phone lines? I mean, first of all, I have not had landlines for many, many years. So I don't know what the landline phones look like nowadays. One, two, where am I now? Here. Why does it look like that? How come? Okay. The 5x5 gridding is supposed to be helping me. Two here. Okay, got it. Finally. Janine says see even phones change over time. Most adjust to it, and then there was someone like woo woo, just like mobile phones. Some people insist on using flip phones. So Samantha says, "Oh, chocolate time! Thank you, Samantha." Indeed, it's now 10:30 UK time. It's chocolate time. Yes, let me just do these 3 stitches and we can have a break and have some chocolate. Yes. That's hilarious, Betty. Betty Hanky says, think about it though. Kids nowadays will never know the thrill of slamming down their phones. Nowadays, where you can't do that because if you slam it, you'll probably break break the screen. And also, I can't remember who did it, who mentioned this. You know, the hand gesture of calling someone, the old-fashioned way is to hold the receiver by the ear, right? But nowadays, I bet if you ask some, 15, 16-year-old to do, how do you, if you want to gesture that you're making a phone call, how do you do it? I bet it's probably totally different. I'm going to just finish this color and we have some chocolate. This might be my last stitch. And I'm really looking forward to someone coming up with some sort of new stitching method. You know what I mean? Because I think we probably explore most of it or variation of, what we already know. I wonder if someone really clever, original thinkers out there coming up with a new method of stitching. I'd love to be able to try new ways of stitching. All right then. Chocolate time, guys. Chocolate times. Okay. It's Maddie. Maddie sending out SOS. Oh dear. Maddie says, I'm officially 1.72 completed with Fierce Beautiful, but I need your help. What's happening here? Maddie, what help do you need? Dear, SOS 3 times. That's urgent. That's really urgent. What's happening? Let me grab my chocolate, okay, so I can think straight for you, Maddie. Let me just zoom out a little bit so you get to see what's happening on my fabric as well. So let me see if I can zoom all the way up. There. So this is where I started from the New Year's Eve, the first stitch. Oh, I still remember. 11 hours of stitching with you. Let's have a look. What is the Maddie situation? Oh, Grace Austin says, I saw that video too. Yes, I know. I think probably just the algorithm. It's just being promoted because it's a two-year-old video. It's hilarious. The kids just go, and I remember, one of the kids happened to do it right. One of them, when you diet, because if you wanted me to recall what it looked like, I probably wouldn't be able to describe to you. But looking at the phone, there's a metal bit, right? There's this circle. It's like kind of a circle dial with holes in them. 1 to 10 or something, 1 to 0, and then each one there's a stopping point. There's a metal bit that you can stop, and then one of them happened to do it right and stop at a metal bit, and I don't know. Does the phone tell you if you actually successfully dial a number? I think it probably gives you that feedback. And the parent actually went as far as saying, yeah, you did it right with a 0 that, to dial all the way and stop at all the way until you touch the metal part of it. And one of the sons just go, even being told that was the case, he kind of just go, no, I don't like it. He just insisted on doing sort of dialing random ways. He was totally overthinking it. It was hilarious. Right, chocolate time, chocolate time. So I've got the chocolate here, 74%. This my buttons are gone. Okay, I'm yet to top up my button, but these are just as good. These are the block version of it, and 74% cacao. Bring your own chocolate. Okay, it's mandatory. It's mandatory. And let me see if I can get my chocolate out. Yes, Lynn, break time, break time. Tell me, what snacks are you eating? Are you having? You don't have to eat chocolate, but you have to snack. It's mandatory. Okay, this is snack time. Oh, chocolate. Be careful not to drop it. Cheers, guys. And let me review the situation with the emergency. All right, Mandy says, hubby wants to buy me a new pattern for my birthday. I love outdoors, nature, horses, and wildlife. What pattern do you think he should get me? Maddie, that's an emergency? That's the triple SOS situation. Well, Maddie, you're having a great life. If that's the source of emergency, your life is going great. For me, it would be like earthquake and fire or something. So chat, please help out, okay? Maddie is having a situation. Nice chocolate. Hit the spot. Hit the spot. Suzanne says, haven't had a landline for about 17 years, I think, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me. I think I kept it for a little while, just because, even though I didn't use it, but I just didn't cancel it, you know. And lo and behold, I realized I was paying for the monthly thing. I said, well, why am I doing that? I don't use it. I don't ever use it. So that was many years ago. But I remember prior to, you know, the mobile phone situation being so popular, there were things that you need to, there are phone calls you had to make. It has to come from landline, or there are applications that you have to make. If you don't have a landline, they don't accept mobile number as a thing. But, you know, that all changed. Another piece, sorry. Maddie says hubby needs a pattern idea to get for me. The 2nd is my day. Oh, it's my birthday. 22nd. Right. Well, either maybe this can be a test for him, right? To test how much he knows about you. And for him to get a pattern as a surprise. And when you get it, you will know. If you're sobbing and hate it, then, you know, there's stuff you have to do, you have to work on with a relationship. Or maybe you love it, then you know you've got the right guy. You know? Alison Rainey says, Yogi, I have a couple of patterns that I've started with a method I've never seen. For now, I call it round the block. Oh, hang on. Let me bring this on up for you. Where is it, Alison? Okay. So for now, Alison says, for now, I call it round the block. Center start. And then just keep rounding that one block, working your way outwards. Oh, like a spiral from the center. And pick the center and then keep going out. Interesting. And I presume you probably have to work in certain order for that method to be a method, right? Interesting. And what would be the reason for it, other than the fact that you were going out in a sort of spiral. Is there any advantage for it? Because each stitching method, there's a kind of fundamental reason rather than, well, I suppose you could just go different direction for a change. But for instance, if you think about, oh, I've got chocolate on, guys, see what I've done. There's a melted chocolate here. Oh, but it's on the back side. It's on the back side. It should be okay. I'll just give it a wipe. I knew it. The chocolate incident was just bound to happen. If you think about a typewriter, for instance, it allows you to go stitch by stitch. So there's a certain kind of an angle to it, sort of advantage, if you like. And color flow, for instance, is to eliminate the loose stitches like this. You can just slowly move forward and all the stitches are really flat, for instance. And cross-country as well, because all methods that become popular, somehow there's there are very good reasons for it. So I'm just wondering about this one. But that's an interesting idea. Thank you. Oh, Tess. Hello. Is Tess our new friend? Oh, Tessa. Tessa says, I love this. I used to cross stitch to not think about eating once in my life. Oh, no chance here, Tessa. We take snacking very seriously, okay? And if you hang out with us for a while, you probably notice we talk about food quite a lot. It's just a natural progression. Normally we start the stream, really intelligently. Sometimes we get quotes from Sarah or the captain of Alien Club, and she will provide something that's very spiritual, really inspirational, and we'll go, yeah, that's true. And within a couple of hours, the chat will literally deteriorate, okay? And we talk about, stuff, pickles, bananas, pineapples, all sorts. And so, yes, if you want to not think about food, this is not a stream you should come to. This is not a chat you should come to. We talk about food a lot. But welcome, Tessa. Busy mom says, no snack for me. Dinner almost ready. Oh, so bypass the snacky and straight to the main course. Wonderful. Why not? Lynn says, Yogi, our telephone box is a book swap. You could choose a book, read it, and swap it. What do you mean a telephone box? Oh, you mean the old-fashioned phone box. So they're still there, but it's being used as a book swap. That's lovely. I love that idea. I'm trying to think whether we still have phone booths anymore. For a while they're there, but just empty. And for a while they try to convert the phone booths into like a phone charging stations. But I think it was just being misused by kids and stuff like that. I think they're probably all removed. I'm trying to recall if they're still even, they're there. But I love the phone swap idea because books, not phone swap, book swap. It's a great idea because books are probably one of those very few things that you can leave them by the roadside and not be stolen. Okay, these are one of those things that you could, it's not high on the burglars list. Oh, I've got melted chocolate there. I got to be careful. And because in London, I don't know if you're in London, you probably know there's a Canopy Street that's in the central London. It's just behind Liberty. Just behind Liberty, the department store. It's quite a well-known department store in London. And behind it, so Canopy Street is kind of a, quite quirky independent shops. And there used to be a building there that's kind of a shopping mall. Not really. They're just independent shops within the building. It was quite nice. And it's still there. But there used to be a section, one of the shop space being used as a book swap, Lynn. And it was quite a large space and they're just full of books. So I think the rule if I remember correctly, that you could take your own books and then go. If you take three of them, you can take three back, and then so on and so forth. You can just cycle through the books, and they're gone. They're unfortunately gone because the space probably just so precious, and they just turn into shops. But there used to be a space dedicated to the idea of book swap. And I remember someone said it was phone swap. You know, you only take one day for everything to just disappear. Yes. So that's but I like the idea. I like the idea. And I like the idea that sometimes when you go to countryside in the UK, it's not unusual to see people placing kind of fruits and veggies they have. Maybe they grow from their garden or their farm or whatever, and they just put like very often I see like apples and pears or whatever, and just by by the street side, by the roadside, and there's a basket, so it's complete honor system. You can take as many apples or whatever you want, and you just put in the money that you think is worth, and you can take your apples home, and no one's stealing the money. And I like to think, and that's just nice, isn't it? It's one of those things you can't really, it's unthinkable, in the places like a city or something like that. Just good old fashioned way, like unmanned shop. Alison says, my dinner tonight was an English muffin with cheese. Oh, nice. We were talking about English muffin versus crumpet the other day. I know, it's food already, Tessa. It's just the way it goes. It's a matter of time, Maddie says, yes, Yogi. He said, if I don't get him an answer in the next 2 hours, I won't be getting a new pattern. That is not nice. Maddie, send him over here. I need to have a word with the hubby, okay? That's not the way to go about a happy marriage. No ultimatum no deadlines for Christmas, for a birthday present. How about Maddie? Send him to Gecko Roach. How's that? Because send him to Gecko Roach to get a nice kit for you. 434 434. I think the husband is probably like totally clueless of what to get, and he's frustrated. He's like going, if you don't tell me what you want, you're not getting it. That's not nice. Okay, husband? Maddie husband? I need to have a word with you, okay? We need to work on the techniques here for happy relationship. Oh, Janine's birthday is this month as well. And March is popular. Okay, only 2 stitches, or maybe a few more. Lynn says, Yogi, they still have red phone boxes near horse guards. People take photos in London. Yes, maybe in areas like that, because the red ones, they're kind of symbols of London, isn't it? But in my area, and I think non-central area, a lot of times they, for years and years already, they turn into those grey boxes, metal boxes. The red ones, I think, under Ken Livingstone, the previous, long time ago, the mayor of long ages ago. That's the crime he committed when London was under his care. He removed the red buses, he removed the red phone boxes, and replaced them with those metal boxes. They're so ugly. And so they kind of just, I don't know, I can't remember whether they put the red phone booths back, but the metal ones, I'm happy they're gone, because they're, when they stop being used as phone booths, they are being used as all sorts of things. They're being used as bins. A lot of people throw things in there, and then people probably, if they want to do bad things, they go in there. Who knows? Because it's a little booth, isn't it? With a door, you can close the door. Hi, Laura. Chloe says it's called an honesty box. Oh, I think Chloe's referring to that the unmanned little Apple situation. It's called Honesty Box. We have a little bakery in a shed in the next village over. She fills the shed up with baked goods. Oh, then you can go and buy what you want and just put money in the box. Yes, I think that is so nice. I just love the idea of it. Love it, love it, love it. Because, it's not just the fact that it's kind of going back to the fact that when people trust each other, particularly someone like me who lives in London all my city all my life, I'm trained not to trust people, because if you trust them too much, you can put yourself in a dodgy situation. So I just love the idea of people just fundamentally just trusting others, not presuming people are going to thieve or do bad things by default. That's kind of, a lot of times that's how we're trained to think. And also, it's a great idea because you can run a bakery without having to have to be in the shop all the time. I love it. I love it. I think that's a great idea. Grace Hudson says, my birthday is tomorrow. Grace, you have to come in here. Tomorrow's Amy Sao, not Amy Sao, Dimension Sao. You have to come in so we can celebrate. Jeanine says, Chloe, that will never work in my area. People would just say and eat. Like most places, to be honest. People will probably just be so bewildered and shocked. They don't know what to do. That's one possibility. Because imagine if you did something like that in somewhere in London, just say, this is an unmanned shop, this is an honesty box shop, and you just come in and put the money in. I think even the thieves probably would, stay away, because they probably think it's a trap. There are probably CCTV in there. If you should take one extra, croissant or something, you get arrested. I think people probably just wouldn't know what to do. Woo says, just remember the red phone boxes smelling like public toilet. Well, because they probably were at some point. Whoa, fun memories, fun memories. Yes, I cannot remember. My memory is slightly jumbled, but I cannot remember whether I saw it or someone described it to me that they saw it. So quite a while ago, the people literally pee. People get drunk and pee in those boxes because it's nice and comforting. And if it's raining, it's all literally pee inside than on the outside. So there you go. Maybe good reasons, even though the red phone boxes are quite fetching, but they can be misused. Misused. 400. It was all sounding so romantic just now. And here comes the reality. Janine says, Grace, let's see how many of us remember tomorrow. That'll be you, Janine. You're in charge, okay? You're in charge of remembering everybody's birthday. Suzanne says, used to buy eggs at the egg farm. Could just go in and pick what you want and leave the money and notes. I love that notion so much. That's the closest, one of the closest thing you feel like you're living in a peaceful world. And there's a part of London that quite a few years ago, years and years ago, there was a looting going on there. I can't remember how it happened. There's a place called, is it Brixton? Not Brixton, Clapham Junction. And there was a loot, but I can't remember how it started. But what happened was a lot of the shops there got looted, basically. And it started with some sort of riot, and then it just turned into, basically just a kind of invitation for all the people who want to steal things to just crash the windows, shop windows, and just went in and steal things. So a lot of shops, they never recover from it. I remember including a Jamie Oliver shop. He used to have many shops. He sort of run into issues later on, a few years later. But at that time, he was doing quite well. And he had kind of Jamie Oliver themed shops everywhere. And he had a shop there. That shop was closed down as well. And because of the looting situation, they managed to come back. Oh, no, I don't think the Jamie Oliver shop came back. But a lot of shops managed to come back, but many didn't. They basically just went under after that because they probably, didn't have the fund to repair it, to repair everything. And I remember there was one shop, it was on the news because it was totally spared. No, not being looted at all. Like all the shops, they all, get their doors and windows all smashed open. But this shop, miraculously, nothing happened to them. And some of you probably guessed it. Guess what kind of shop that was? I'll let you guess. I'll let you guess. Let's say not a mobile phone shop. But that shop was untouched. It was a miracle. Oh, I want another piece of chocolate. Chloe says, oh, regarding the honesty box, the bakery. Chloe says, I think she has a camera set up in the shed just in case. But luckily in small villages, people are fairly honest and trustworthy. Most people, at least. Well, then there's no need for a camera, right? Clearly, she's still worried. If you trust people, sorry, go chocolate. If you trust them, then there's no need for a camera. So Grace, I refuse to wish you a happy birthday because I want you to come back tomorrow. So I'm going to withhold my happy birthday till tomorrow. And Janine is going to remind everybody, okay? One stitch for this. Oh, this area is quite confetti. Right, 301. 301. So one stitch only. And 2 stitches. I'm almost there with clearing the part threads. 3 more to go. Yes, Grace. There you go. And come back in a birthday girl's dress. Two stitches. Oh dear. With the tucking method, I always try to find stitches. They're similar in color, but sometimes it's not possible. Like now, I cannot find a stitch that's close enough in colors. 3827. 3827. Okay. And the next one is 3371. 3371, this one. Just two more. Oh, three more actually. Oh, everybody's birthday's in March. Alison says my birthday is on Friday, this coming Friday. Oh yes, I remember Alison mentioned it. It's the 13th of Friday the 13th. Dun dun dun. And Alison says I love Highland cows, so Mr. Allison is getting me a tattoo of one. What? So Alison's designing her own tattoo of a cow, Highland cows. Are they those really long hair ones, like a big fringes? Oh, they're cute, aren't they? They are cute. I remember when I went to Scotland, or maybe it was Cotswolds, I can't remember where, they had one type of cows. They look like cartoon cows. You know, cows, when you draw a cow, like an icon, you probably draw a cow that's black and white, you know, white with black spots. That's kind of how you visualize, or how I visualize a cow look like. And they had cows literally like that, black and white cows. And I love black and white animals. I remember I was so mesmerized. I actually wandered into someone's private farms, because I just follow the cows. They just, oh, yes, hello cows. And I just kept following them. And I ended up with someone's private property. And the lady was being quite nice, but he was kind of, she kind of go, well, you know, this is like my house, my property that you're in. I was just hypnotized by those cows. Something happening here with a tree trunk. You can see the outline there. I think I hear raining outside. I'm not too sure. I can't see past my window. Oh, Alison says yes, the big hairy ones with the horns. They have like long fringes. They're so adorable. I think someone was stitching. Was that you, Alison? Stitching a pattern with a big cow face with fringes. So adorable. And you're gonna get a tattoo of that. You have to love the cow so much. You want them to be tattooed on you. I'm not sure if I want Dolly's Dolly's tattoo on me. I love Dolly, okay? She's the center of my universe. But I don't think I'll have a tattoo of Dolly. I'll wear a shirt, you know. Janine says, I think Busy Mom is doing a chart with a Highland cow. Do you have that one, Alison? Oh, so Busy Mom is creating charts as well. Oh, Busy Mom. Busy Mom is really busy. Are you doing charting as well, Busy Mom? Yes, well, I saw Busy Mom was making project bags and other stuff. Wow, it's amazing. I think that's a great idea because we just need more creators making non-AI charts. Circling back to the subject. But I think charting is a skill on its own. And I don't know what Nikki's cooking. Nikki, if you're watching replay, okay, we need some we need a report from you. We don't know what you're doing. She's Nikki's secretly working on some Etsy shop project. Oh, do you mean okay, by Busy Mum doing it, she's stitching it. Okay. I was under the impression the Busy Mum was doing charting. Okay. So Busy Mum is working on, as in stitching on the cow piece. But why not? Busy Mum. Just an idea, you know? Alison says, I have tattoos on my first two cats. Need to get the other two added. Yes. Otherwise, the other two, they probably complain and say, do you not love us as much? So the thing is, you know, just by looking at the tattoo, you know how many cats Alison has got, which is quite handy. Right? Um, why does it not match? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Janine says, I would love to get a tattoo of my cat, but I think my hubby would get jealous. how about, how about, you know, a tattoo of the husband and the Walmart logo? You know, I'm sure he will probably appreciate it. See, it was so confetti over here, just like each stitch has got a different color. And over here, just a whole bunch of 310s. I'm stitching 310s, yay. Janine's playing safe. I think it's a very good policy when it comes to tattoos. Janine says no people, no names. You never know what life will bring you. Exactly. Just think about what happened to Johnny Depp. You have to be very creative to change your name. I know. I do admire the certainty that people have when they tattoo someone's names, or faces. Some people do that with their the celebrities they love, don't they? They just have, let's say if you like Michael Jackson, they just literally tattoo Michael Jackson's face on their arms or whatever. And imagine if one day you just fall out of love with a person, with a celebrity. What do you do? Or, your partner or whatever, or names. Oh dear. You have to admire the certainty they have. Lynn says, Yogi, a lad who I knew had a tattoo on his neck. It said cut hair, cut here. Do you mean hair? Or I think anything you tattoo on a face, on a body should be as vague as possible if you can. You can do a little heart shape or, whatever people tattoo on a body. But anything specific, well, you're just asking for trouble. Laura says, I would have a bodysuit if I got my cat tattoo. That's so true. If you didn't know, Laura's got like how many, Laura? At least 7 or 8 cats, right? And the number is probably increasing. Imagine, poor Laura is going to be covered with cats all over the body. Yes, that's literally a cat suit. Yes. Alison says, Janine, I have my hubby's name tattoo on me. The cow is going to be covering up. Really? And he's okay with it. So the husband is still active, husband, not ex-husband. He's being replaced by a cow. Oh dear. But do you not have other spare space for the cow? Does he have to go over your husband? Oh, I wouldn't know how to feel about that. If my husband, if I had a husband, okay, first of all, I don't. But if Mr. Yogi, he doesn't have tattoos either. But if he had a tattoo of me, and then it's being replaced by a farm animal, I'll have questions. We probably have to talk. Oh, 310 Spooky Bingo, Susan, well done, yay! 310 Spooky Bingo goes to Susan. Yes, it's about time, isn't it? I'm feeling all alone here in my Spooky Bingo land. Oh, Laura says 19 cats, not 8. 19. Seriously, Laura, you probably need to have your head, the scalp, kind of tattooed as well, because you just run out of space. Oh my God. Yes, Laura, well done. I wish I had 19 cats. Just think about the joy you have. A little army of cats every day. 19 cats. And also, ordering them would be an issue, isn't it? Because yes, you could probably order them in terms of age or the order you have them. Go from, I don't know, back up the neck down to the back, and but you have to do them in certain order. Because, Laura's body would be just like that, Pokemon piece. Have you seen someone posted the massive Pokemon piece on our Facebook group? And yes, Laura's body would look a little bit like that with all the kitties. Oh, I bet Travis would be very excited by that Pokemon piece. Janine says my ex's last name is Rose, and I have two roses tattooed, and that's pushing it. But at least people don't know the reason for the two roses. Yes, I think roses, flowers, that kind of stuff. Even a dragon is kind of vague enough. You can just interpret it one way or the other. But if you have a face of somebody, it's a little bit harder to explain. Oh, I see, Lynn. Yes. So Yogi, Lynn says Yogi is set on his neck, cut here with a pair of scissors. Oh dear. The back of his head, back of his neck. Says cut here. Oh, that sounds a little bit dark. Or maybe just instruction for the barbers. I don't know. Maybe there is innocent explanations there. And there are people who tattoo have tears under their eyes. Apparently, that's like, things they have done. It's like a record, if you know what I mean. Teardrops. Hey, Rose. Rose the Magpie Stitcher is here. Good morning to you. Grace Houston says, isn't there someone that put regrets instead of, oh, regrets instead of regrets? Misspell the words. That happens a lot, particularly with foreign words, they sometimes just take some foreign words and, something that sounds like totally silly. And then they tattoo because it looks good. And then they go to that country and everybody's pointing at them and laugh. Regrets. Oh dear. Like ancient, well, whatever, script or something. It looks really profound, but people who actually knows can read them. It sounds like, yes, that's what we say when we order a pizza or something like that. Oh, I have one more part thread to go here, and then I clear the area with part threads. This one is 939. Alison says, I don't like the design of his name now, so we'll cover it and get his name somewhere else. Yes, Alison, this is what you tell him, okay? You don't have to do it, all right? We know where this is going. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm breaking up the marriages live here on Yogi Stream, okay? Yes, it's a nice story to tell him, just go, well, I love you so much. I just want your name to come out even better. So I'm going to stitch a cow over you, all right? And at some point, I'm going to get your name back on my body, and it never happens. Or use that as a threat, and go, well, if you don't do what I do, what I want, I'm not going to bring your tattoo back, okay? So think about it. But has he got your name on his body then? He has to go both ways. And is he covering your name with another farm animal? A horse? Hopefully not three-legged, okay? Or 5 legs. 4 is perfect. Ah, Alison. Yes, I was just asking. He has my name tattoo across his neck. All right then. Hi, Marsha. Hello. Marsha says, hi, Yogi. My son's father-in-law has 4 grandchildren's baby faces. What? Let me read it again. Marsha says, my son's father, like your husband, father-in-law, my son's father. Let me read it properly. Marsha says, my son's father-in-law has 4 grandchildren's baby faces tattooed on his chest and back. I'm horrified. My grandchildren's faces are on him. I find it strange. Yeah, that's a little bit weird, isn't it, Marsha? I know a lot of dedicated grandparents, but I have not heard of the ones to have tattoos on their face. And imagine when they, if kids grow up and they, for whatever reason they rebel and hate the grandparents, it's going to have a hard time dealing with the fact that when he takes a shower, all these faces are on him. That's a little bit, that's someone who takes it a little bit further than usual. Yes, you have to love your grandchildren so much. And also, if the number of grandchildren increased like 19, if he ended up having 19 grandchildren, what is he going to do? So Betty Hankins says, probably referring to the teardrop. Yes, indeed. I think it is like gangsters or whatever to say, hey, I've done this before. You can, fear me or trust me. Lynn says, what's happening to Lily? Oh, Lynn, I know the Lily situation is not resolved yet. Okay, it's been so many weeks now, and I have to say, at one point I was doing really badly going back and forth with him, but now I know that he just simply has to find a different home. It's just not going to work out with me because Dolly is terrified. Dolly now can go out. My cat Flab has outgoing, but every time she wants to come in, I have to open the door for her because incoming cat Flab is locked. So Lily can't just come in. And Lily's still coming. I think Lily might be coming in less frequently, but still, like today, I actually saw him at least once. But I just have to, stay firm and not give in, because, yes. And the neighbors were complaining a little bit because he's making a lot of noises. I know. I mean, Lily's lovely to human. He he's so nice to me, but he's just really aggressive to other cats and really aggressive to Dolly. Susan said you can always have a Highland cow cover up. Oh my God. Do you mean a granddad or Alison's husband? Yes, the granddad. Well, probably one cow is not enough. When you have four front and back, four kids front and back, you probably need like entire herd of Highland cows. Dear, dear. Oh, Betty is in top form. Betty says, I wouldn't want to be one on of the brands on the grandpa's butt cheek. Eventually, if you run out of space, butt cheek will be one of the options. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Oh my God, this is hilarious. That's pretty extreme, actually, to have grandchildren's face, not just names, face on the body. Yes, I couldn't read that either. Gallifreyan? Is it autocorrection is active again? Oh dear. Jeanine says, Marsha, you should take him to the beach and just see who he has. What else has he got? Dear, oh dear. Oh, made up language from Doctor Who. Doctor Who has got language. Oh, you can tell I'm not well versed in the Doctor Who arena. Exactly, Marsha. Maybe this is what, is going to refrain kids from having more babies. Maybe that's granddad's way of saying that's enough for, that's all the space I've got. You can stop now. Laura says, I think it's sweet to get a child's face, but then also think about what their partners think when they're in bed together. Yeah, to having human faces on the body is weird. I think, you can have dragons or whatever fantasy creatures, but when it comes to human faces, it doesn't matter who it is. Imagine if you love your parents so much, you have pictures of your parents tattoo on you, and then your partners have to see it, have to look at it all day long. That's a bit much. That's a bit much. I know. I think if you have names, grandchildren's names on the body, I can somehow, understand that because they're names, and they're probably safe to have. It's unlike your partner's names because you might change your partners, but you're not gonna swap your grandkids. So you can, you love your grandkids, you can have the names tattooed, but faces, and particularly baby faces, they might grow up and looking totally different. And a lot of times, if you look at tattooed faces, like some people do, sort of celebrities, famous people they love on their body, they always come out a little bit weird, like uncanny valley weird. You know, you should only have two eyes and they're on your face. You shouldn't have more eyes on the body. You know what I mean? Marsha says, I don't need leave faces on mine to prove I love my grandbabies. Are you sure, Marsha? Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe if, maybe you and your partner, if you have, you can have four each, four faces. That's probably enough coverage for the body. If you have more, the other one will have to, you can split. Between you and your partner, and if you have eight grandchildren, then four each, something like that. It's teamwork. Because you're gonna run out of real estate. Laura Suzanne says, I want to get a tattoo with a Kishner stitch instruction on my wrist. I don't know what stitch it is. Probably a tricky one that you need a reminder. How about notebook? I think a notebook is a better alternative. Ah, that's very good point. Grace Houston says, oh, so what happens to the faces when your skin starts to sag? That's what happens sometimes. You don't even have to have the skin sagging. Just the fact that if you gain a few pounds, the face is gonna stretch slightly or shrink if you lose weight. Or maybe in the area that's not going to be affected by by the weight gain or lose. Where would that be then? Where is the safest area? The arms are not good. Arms will expand and shrink, and thighs as well. And even, or definitely not the tummy, okay? Tummy can expand and shrink, and maybe the back, okay? Still, can you imagine the face just start to distort, or people having I don't know, surgeries or whatever. Oh, it's a minefield. It's a minefield. Yes, I clear all the part threads here. Yay! So now I'm gonna just do a bit of cross country, and this area is not very confetti at all, so it's quite nice to work with. Beautiful. Here we go. Party time. 310, 310. Yes, already. We're back to 310. Okay, spooky bingo land. And Suzanne says, my mom and her best friend had the same tattoo back in the 70s. It was both of their ex's name. What? So both of them had the same name of the same ex. Oh, that is so, what a fun memory. What a fetching, memory they have. Oh, remember our ex? Our exes just happened to be the same person. Marsha says, I have seven grandkids. Can you imagine all of their faces wobbling on my own? Oh dear. Seven faces. And also, you have to capture them, at a certain age. I don't know. And then they grow up, they will look nothing like the tattoo anyway. So I think photographs are better, okay? Stick with photographs. Oh, 310. Susan, yes. I bet Susan is stitching 310. Congratulations. 1, 2, 3. Just one more stitch here. One, two. Oh, Michelle Fuller as well. So Spooky Bingo, or maybe support. Michelle, are you stitching 310 or are you providing supportive Spooky Bingo? Amazing. Now I'm feeling better. Nighty-night, Suzanne. Hope you enjoyed your session. Sweet dream. Susan's doing long dog. It's all 310. That's cheating. That's all 310. Or if you're doing black work. It's all 310 most of the time. Oh, Michelle's got 310, so it's a double spooky bingo at the same time. Amazing. Yay, double spooky bingo. And 99 to Alex, of course. Janine says, this 28 count is killing me, never again. Do you not like 28 counts? But you know what? I was thinking that as well. I love 28 counts, but recently I'm just so drawn to 25 counts. So I have not worked on my 28 count projects that much recently. But normally when that happens, I just kind of leave it until I'm kind of, have the strong desire to go back. I just love 25 counts a lot recently. But then again, I only have 2 projects. That's 28 counts. One is oh dear, Gecko Rouge. Okay, I will return to it. I will return to it. And traveling library as well. I'm gonna do a little bit more of traveling library. But sometimes you're just more into some stitch count, don't you? Oh, so 28 count. So are they too small? So 28 counts, it feels, yes, they're smaller than 25 counts, obviously 28 counts, but they're not that vastly different. I think if you're comfortable with 25, but then Janine, most of the time you're doing 22, no? If that's your go-to count, and 28 is probably a little bit on the small side. And Janine's blaming her cross eye on 28 counts. Are you not sure they're like that anyway? I'm kidding, Janine, all right? Janine's not cross-eyed. I promise. Lizzie says, my dad wondered if he could do 25 counts. My mom and I talked him out of it. He can just see 18 counts. All right. But some of you have the those magnifying lights or things like that. That might help. But I think if he's comfortable with 18, that's his comfort zone. Oh, so Janine, you're mostly stitching 25, stamp kit 16, but you feel comfortable. If you're comfortable with 25, 28 is not so different. 32 we can definitely, I can definitely feel the difference, but 28, tiny bit of difference. Susan says, my April start will be on 18 counts. It's a large piece called Tree of Life. Sounds nice. So it's going to be, Susan, is it going to be like one new start per month? Is it where we're going here? Okay, I'm going to end this right here. Janine says, you young yogi, wait till you're 60 like me. Oh. Okay, the next one is 939, which is quite dark as well. 939. But the thing is, I'm just thinking that 28 and 25, they're not that different though. Tiny bit of difference. Laura says I usually always stick to lower count, but I can do 2/2 on 28. I never try 1/1. Laura, I think your traveling library was it 16 counts? No, 18. Are you doing the same count as Susan? Susan is doing 16. I remember you were doing 10 stitches with 3 strands. So it's got to be lower count. Is it 16 Laura's doing? Then you're going to end up with a duvet cover like Susan. Oh, Susan's looking forward to that, you know. I'm stitching blue colors. Zoom in a little bit for you. Laura's traveling library is 18 counts. Okay. 3 strands. So Stitching says, I tried 20 counts and I can't see it. So I went back to 16. Absolutely. I think it has to be sustainable. There's no point, you know, just stitching higher counts. Why? Why do you need to do that? 14 counts is just equally beautiful. And even though, you know, you do need larger fabric if you're doing full-size pieces like this. But yeah, so you have to stick with what you feel most comfortable. There's no point, you know, straining the eyes for the sake of stitching smaller stitches. Not everybody can do 56, okay, Kristen? Susan says yes. I know. I mean, I know Susan just cannot wait for the duvet. Oh, it's a multifunctioning, functional. It's either duvet or curtain. I suppose you can make it work for both. You know, in the winter you can turn into duvet cover, and in the summer you just hang the duvet up and use it as a curtain. Oh, there. That's an idea for you. Laura says for some reason my eyes focus. Oh, Laura's eyes prefer 14 counts. Yes. Oh, right. So Laura stitches 14 counts on 28 count fabric, right? Why not? But the thing is, if you're doing full coverage, there's no reason to use 28 count fabric because you can't see the fabric anyway. So you might as well do just 14 counts. And to be honest, before I started stitching full coverage, my go-to fabric count was 14 because majority of the stitching kit I've got, I mean, yes, dimensions, the Maggie piece, it was 16. Oh, 18, I think, yes. But that was as high as I went, and I didn't know you could go higher, to be honest. I didn't know you could go higher than 18, because in stitching kits, I I don't think it's very common to go higher than 18. So I was quite shocked when the first time I saw someone stitching 25 counts on YouTube. I was thinking, what are you doing? Why do you want to make them so tiny? Why do you want to stitch tiny stitches like that? What are you doing? And look at me. Oh, never say never. Busy Mom says, I stitch on 14 or 20 counts and use reading glass to seal the holes. Yes. I think 20 is still quite doable, isn't it? If you're comfortable with 18. But I love 14, even though I do a lot of higher counts. But 14, there's something about, the finish just looks different. We're not looking for sort of high def, images like this. We want to be able to see stitches. There's something really nice about being able to see the crosses, just like when you do samplers. You can see the stitches, each and every stitch, very well, and that's very pretty. Michelle Fuller says, I heard Pattern Keeper was coming out in iOS. Really? Is it true? I have not really followed Pattern Keeper's news for a little while. When I first discovered it a few years ago, it was talking about, I remember emailing the company and I go, well, is it possible, are you making a iOS version? And because I was trying to decide whether to get an Android device just for that. And they came back to me and say, we're working on it. We're working on it. Yes. Thank you for asking. We're working on it. And lo and behold, how many years later, I have not seen the iOS version yet. I hope they're making one because it would be nice for people to have choices, on iOS. Sound Stitching says, I wear glasses with reading lenses in them. They still couldn't see 20, really? So is it the short-sighted issue or... But the thing is that there's just no benefit in forcing the eyes to do what it doesn't, what they don't want to do. Particularly when you're stitching, you're spending a lot of time looking at the fabric. It has to be comfortable. See you later, Samantha. says off to watch storm chasers chase the tornado outbreak in the US. Samantha, stay safe, okay? Make sure the roof is there tomorrow. We don't want to lose the roof. That's not ideal. And we'll see you tomorrow. We have Maggie, the Dimension Salt tomorrow. Laura says I order stamp kits in 9 counts, 11 and 14. Wow, I never tried 9 counts. It must be so big. And how many strands do you have to stitch with 9 count? Would that be 3 full cross, 3 strand, 3 over 1 full cross? Well, I suppose because, you know, with cross-stitching kits, they tend to cater for the masses. You know, I would say full coverage, doing anything above 18 is quite a niche group, isn't it? Even within cross-stitching. So I think cross-stitching company, they're unlikely to want to kind of alienate everybody else by creating kits. That's like, I don't know, 20 and above, because not many people will stitch in those fabric counts. So I think, you know, particularly larger stitches probably look more friendly and kids will want to do it, or, you know, that makes sense. Oh dear, I haven't done these. Lynn says, Yogi, I had to stop Maggie. I could not see 18, so I have sent for some 16 count. It was hurting my eyes. Oh, right. Okay, so yeah, you can switch fabric, can't you? You can do 14 if you like. The piece will still be so beautiful. And with back stitching as well, you know, it's totally fine. I think if you do 16, you might not even have to increase strands so much because it's not that vastly different. Laura says 9 count 4 strands. Full cross, I presume. Wow, 4 strand. That's a lot of material. 11 counts 3 strands usually. Right. I don't think I've ever done anything lower than 14. Betty Hankins says 9 count, I think it's 4 strand. Right, if we want a full color. Yes, otherwise it's going to come out quite thin. So, 1 here. So there's 939. I'm gonna end this color here. Today I have not really touched the squirrel. I just want to kind of take care of this area because it was looking, the shape was kind of odd because I cheated and went straight to the squirrel. So I just want to do a little bit of a groundwork here. And so when it gets to the squirrel, it's gonna look better, I think. And Laura says there's a kit called Painted Cat Shelf from Painting Fairy on the Dream Stitch website. It is adorable, 14 counts. Wow. Grace Hudson says, I'm working on a tree on the left side of sleep time. I'm using DMC 3371. 3371, is it a brown? Stitching cross country. I've done 700 stitches. Are you doing kind of, not quite full color completion, but are you doing area by area color completion? That sounds quite fun as well. Yes, I'm not brave enough to do that. I know Nikki does that. Sort of extreme, kind of extreme cross country color completion ish. 700. How do you do that, Grace? Wow, 3371. I'm trying to see. It must be a brown. 3371. Which color is it? Oh yeah, it's a dark brown here. Dark brown. That could be quite fun. And I think I'm back for a little bit of 310. So this area is full of brown and black. 310 coming. Spooky bingo, yay. With Susan for sure. One more time, triple spooky bingo. Oh, Laura, so that kid is really huge. Is it quite a large piece? With 14 counts, I think it will probably be big. It's just the way it is. Okay. And Susan says, there's a lot of 3371 in traveling library. I can totally believe that. Just the ceiling, the bookshelves. And I think 3371 is quite heavily featured with this piece as well, because a lot of, brown colors to it. Okay. A lot of 310 as well, as usual. I think the only patterns that don't have 310s will be Kim Jacobs. I think 310 is probably banned for her pieces. Yeah, Susan, spooky bingo. Triple spooky bingo today. Laura says I got to 10.21, 2-1 on traveling library and put it away for a bit. Well, that's quite a lot though. And what are you stitching that piece on with the 18 counts? Are you stitching with DMC? Because I can imagine that will probably takes a lot of material to do with 3 strands, you know. Nice. I think my plan is to maybe start to fill up. So I don't want to move into the squirrel. Just for a while, I was thinking maybe just focus on squirrel and doing it. But I'm more of I prefer the idea of maybe taking care of all these bits. So when I move on to the squirrel, it's gonna look more complete rather than the squirrel kind of just floating there. So it's an evolution, isn't it? These kind of work, pieces, they take such a long time to do, particularly for me. And things, the strategy changes, plans changes. It's all part of the journey. Laura says DMC, I usually use 2 strands, but wanted to do this fuller. But the thing is, if you're doing tent, because I'm stitching Maggie on 18 counts, and 2 strands full coverage, full cross, looks just about right. And but if you do it with 10 stitches, 2 strand is probably going to look a little bit thin. So I think you made the right choice. But just, I'm just imagining that it's going to use up a lot of material. And it's 18 minutes past midnight. I think what I'm going to do, I'm stitching 310. I'm going to just try to finish this strand. And this is going to be the last color of my choice. Finishing with 310, yeah. Can't go wrong with that. I like to contemplate my comeback with the Gecko Rouge piece. I really want to find a kind of inspiration and the desire to stitch it. I love that piece, but it's just sometimes when you when you're hit with a little bit of frogging, it does knock you back a little bit. But I'm gonna just give it a little bit of time. But I'm starting to miss it. Laura says, I like a bit of white space. I don't mind it. 2-strand full cross was too thick for me. Really? On 18 counts? Oh, maybe, because I have to say, 18 counts, 2-strand, it's a very different kind of project pattern with Maggie, because there's literally no confetti, actually. If you're stitching something like Traveling Library, it might be a very different story. Very different story. Janine says, Yogi, don't listen to me. Don't throw it in the bin. You love it too much. Hang on, Janine. Janine's working, with reverse psychology. So normally when Janine's telling Yogi to throw away something, she doesn't want me to do that. But now she's doing the opposite. I don't know how to read this, Janine. Do you want me to throw in the bin? Is it reverse psychology? Janine's trying to dare me to not throw it in the bin. But I have thought about it's a really bad idea. I have thought about I can't really do it safely. I think the only option for me is just for me to take the stitches to a different direction, to stay away from the frog area for a little bit and then do a little bit at a time. Because I did think about, how about if I just turn the corners the other way and start from a different corner and eventually, maybe frogging the whole area, but that's a very bad idea. And I don't have enough margin for that fabric to kind of just leave what I've done at the bottom, for instance. No, that's a bad idea. I'm not going to give up any of other stitches. I think I'll just do it, piecemeal, few stitches at a time. And to be honest, by the time I get back, that I have to get back to the frog area, hopefully I'll be like 90% finished, which is about at least 20 years time. So I'm not worried. Grace Hostin says, does UK have a time change? Yes, we do, but I don't think it's the same date as US. Someone will have to remind me. Someone said it could be the end of the month, March. I don't remember summertime was this early, but then, I don't pay attention to dates. But I definitely noticed the daylight has become longer, much longer. So it could be this month, but I don't think the same date. What date is America again? Is it 20? Is it this week or 20? This month sometime? But it's summertime, not springtime. I think America is springtime, isn't it? They're just making it up as they go along. Janine, I know what you're doing, okay? Janine says frog 50-ish, and yes, go the other way, just frog 50. You know, Janine, 50 on 28 counts. I don't know whether any of you have tried to frog 28 count stitches. It's about, I would say, it's about 5 times more challenging than 14 counts. It's just, oh, let me end this stitch here. I'm running out of stitches. It took me about half an hour to probably frog about 15 stitches. So, yeah, because the stitches are very tiny, and also with the color changes, there's a lot of overlap at the back. So everything's held very, very tightly. If you ever wonder whether the stitches are going to come off, they're not, okay? Doesn't matter how you stitch it. The stitches are so secure. So, you know, I don't know. I don't want to think about, you know, I probably don't have to think about it. As long as I'm happy to leave that area for now. And maybe, you know, as the science technology evolves, maybe at some point there's going to be a frog machine. It has to be invented, okay? Before time travel, we need to invent a frogging machine for us poor stitchers. And so engineers, you know, inventors, listen. And can you please invent a frog machine that I can just run over my fabric and everything just comes out like instantly. And I'm waiting for the technology to kick in. Okay, I'm going to give it some time, maybe 10 years, 15 years, and maybe the machine will be here. And Laura says it would be nice to see the cat's face on gecko. Yes, I have a lot of room to play with. You know, I can work on the kitty, I can move upwards or to the right side, as long as I leave the color pencil area alone, then I'm fine. Oh, Grace, so you guys already have time change, huh? Michelle says, Yogi, ship the gecko rouge to one of us. We'll frog with you. Maybe it's a matter of teamwork. So, you know, Michelle can do a little bit. And once she's, you know, starts sobbing, she can pass it to, you know, to Grace and then to someone else. And in 3 months' time, when it gets back to me, it's all frogged. Yes, that's a great idea. Susan says, have you tried frogging from the back? Oh, I tried front, back, sideways. You know, I use my power tools, undo the front a little bit, and I go to the back, undo a little bit. But the back is all, you know, overlapping together. It's like turning into part of the fabric. That's the problem. And 28 counts. Yes, it's a different game because the cross is so tightly crossed over together a tiny bit. 25, you know, you still have a little bit of leeway. 28, you know, goodness. Right, so here we go. I've done my fifth 310 stitching. Let's have a look. So this is what's happening today. And up to last session, I was doing a bit of you know, the squirrel here. But today, you know, from time to time, it really depends on the session. You like kind of, you know, you're drawn to different areas of the pattern, and you want to work in slightly different ways. So today is the groundwork day, you know, not groundhog day, but groundwork day. I like to take care of a little bit of foundation here because I kind of, you know, sneakily moved over, tried to get to the squirrel zone, and now I'm here. I want to take care of the bit, you know, that I kind of skipped forward. So when I stitch the the squirrel is going to be, it's going to look like that's continuous, not like it's floating in the, in the air. So I'll go back and forth and do a little bit from whenever I feel like it. But a tree, there's a little bit more progress with the tree, and it's, I moved the tree down a little bit, so there's a little bit more stitch here. But and also I clear the part threads as well, so I'm transitioning from color flow to cross country for now, but who knows, I might switch back or other stitch methods, and I welcome any new methods. I love to try it. It keeps everything nice and fresh. Okay, so this is what I've done today. What have you done today? And time is now time to find out my stitches. Okay, and I'm going to show you my app here, and it's all across this. It looks so crazy. So there's my 5x5 grid, but you can roughly see where I am. So guys, I am going to share with you my stitch counts. This just looks so crazy. And okay, I'm going to count down to 3, 2, ujjayi breath, and 1. There you go. Oh, not bad at all. Today, the number of stitches Yogi has completed is 331. Yeah, I think thanks to the fact that it's cross country, but also the background area is not very confetti, so I think that helped a lot. And over 300 is tremendous. And Lynn has done 129. Or maybe Lynn's guessing my stitches. Hey, who's laughing now, Lynn? And yes, there you go, 331. And the number, oh, guys, breaking news. I have crossed over 0.7 percentage wise in progress. Okay, that's a nice number, 0.7. All right, that's a lot closer to 1%, a lot closer to 1%. And so I'm very, very happy here. And let's have a look. I know it's good, isn't it? And so thank you, everyone. And I hope you enjoy your session as much as I did. And tomorrow is our dimension. So okay, and also somebody's birthday. Okay, let's see if Jeanine remembers. And so until then, from the sleepy London town, 12:30, 31 minutes past midnight. Yogi's going to sign out, and I really enjoyed it. And I hope to see you tomorrow. A spot of dimension. Okay, let's celebrate their patterns. Hopefully they're not going away, and we can save them. We can save them by stitching their project. And so until then, be good and be stitching and eat some kale. Eat some kale. Nighty night. Bye bye.